Hey everyone, this is your stimulus update for Monday, July 13th. This stimulus update is for those of you that are still waiting for your first stimulus check, as well as those of you that are wondering about the second stimulus check. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits, or if you're just wondering about the status of your first stimulus check, or what's the latest on the second stimulus check, then stick around and watch the whole video so I can fill you in on all the latest information. My name is Justin and I do stimulus check updates and financial advice. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. And hit the like button so that YouTube will share this video with others. The first stimulus check. I know many of you have already received it and millions of Americans have, but I know that there are so many of you waiting on your first stimulus check, and many of you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits. In fact, my parents are on Social Security and still haven't received their first stimulus check. So I know you're not alone. There are a lot of people that are still waiting. The IRS is continuing to do direct deposits, usually every single Wednesday. I've received a few comments from people that have said that they have a direct deposit date of Wednesday, July 15th. So hopefully some of you will be included in that direct deposit date. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and receive a direct deposit for your benefits, there's a good chance you will receive a direct deposit for your stimulus payment as well. If you're checking the Get My Payment tool and it's saying payment status not available, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, my suggestion is that you call the IRS to try and figure out what's going on and get a status for your payment. Other than the Get My Payment tool, calling the IRS is really the only other way you can get an answer about your specific question regarding your stimulus payment. Calling the IRS is a pain, and I know that many of you have called the IRS and have gotten nowhere. Basically, you get an automated message, or you get a representative that can't help you, or you wait on hold for 45 minutes or longer, and you get hung up on or transferred to an automated message again. However, keep calling the IRS. This is only if you haven't received your first stimulus payment. The IRS can't help you if you're wondering about the second stimulus payment. There is a second stimulus payment proposal and packages that are being discussed, but there is nothing that's been finalized, so the IRS can't help you with your questions about the second stimulus payment. If you are not required to file taxes and don't file taxes, then I've been suggesting that you use the non-filers tool if you haven't received your first stimulus check yet. If you've received a payment date in the Get My Payment tool, or you've received your first stimulus check, or if you filed taxes or are required to file taxes, then please don't use the non-filers tool. And also, if you've already filled out the non-filers tool and it was accepted successfully, then don't fill out the non-filers tool again. For those of you that are expats living abroad, there's some more information that's come out saying that the IRS will be sending your payments direct deposit if you have a US-based bank account by July 24th. And if you don't have a US-based bank account and you're living abroad, then your payment will be sent out by mail by July 24th as well. At least expats have a little bit of information where they should be receiving their direct deposits by the 24th of July, or their paper check will be sent in the mail. For those of you wondering about calling the IRS stimulus hotline is 1-800-919-9835. And if you've already received a payment date and that payment date is in the past, you probably want to call the IRS and issue a payment trace if it's been a few weeks and you still haven't received your stimulus payment. For those of you that have received your first stimulus payment, please don't call the IRS, but the IRS hotline is being overwhelmed by the number of people calling it. And if you're calling about the second stimulus check, then you're wasting your time and you're wasting the IRS's time, and you're tying up the phone line for those that actually have questions about the first stimulus check. So if you have your first stimulus check, then please don't call the IRS. So as far as the second stimulus check goes, let's go over the latest information that we have. The second stimulus check is still only in proposal form and is only being discussed. The second stimulus check has not been confirmed. There is not a specific date that it's going to be sent out or anything else like that at this point. However, we can go off of all of the information that we have up until this point, and that's what I'm going to cover right now. First off, the Senate is the one that we've kind of always been trying to get on board in the last 2 months. they've been the ones kind of dragging their feet. They're currently on recess right now, but the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, recently said that they are planning, or that at least there's a good chance that the next stimulus package will include a stimulus payment for individuals. And that would be your second stimulus check. President Trump has recently been saying that he supports another stimulus check to individuals, and that they've been in negotiations with the Senate on coming up with another package that will include payments for individuals. None of that has been confirmed, and even Mitch McConnell talked about possibly $40,000 or less are the people that really need the next stimulus checks the most. However, that number was not in reference to that's going to be the income limit for stimulus payments. He brought up $40,000 as the people that have been most hurt by this pandemic and by the shutdowns and by the economic problems we've been having. However, there is a chance there could be a more targeted stimulus check this time around, and there has been a little bit of talks about that from other people as well. I do know that there are a lot of people out there that make more than $40,000 per year that are still struggling, or they made more than $40,000 per year last year, but this year they've lost their jobs and are out of work. The end of this month, the extra benefit for unemployment of $600 per week is set to expire. So if they don't pass something by the end of this month, that extra unemployment benefit is going away, and a lot of people are going to be losing out on a lot of the money they've been receiving during this time. The House of Representatives has passed the HEROES Act back in May, and that was to get $1,200 to each person and to each dependent, even if they're over the age of 17, unlike the CARES Act. The CARES Act left off a lot of people that were 17 and older that were claimed on someone's taxes as dependents. I am hopeful that the next round of stimulus payments will include those that are claimed as dependents. There is nothing concrete at this time that says that it will, but I'm hopeful that it will, because the House of Representatives, most of the plans that they have put forth actually did include provisions for those that were claimed as dependents to receive another round of stimulus. The Senate would have to get on board with that as well, though, and that could be a sticking point for those of you that were claimed as dependents and wondering about if you're going to get a second stimulus check or not. For those of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or receive VA benefits, my guess is the second stimulus check is something that you would receive. Most of the provisions and most of the discussions have been about something similar to the first stimulus check as far as eligibility. So if you were eligible for the first stimulus check, most likely you're going to be eligible for the second stimulus check. But I do hope, like I was saying, that those that were claimed as dependents are added on this second stimulus check. The second stimulus check, as I said, is still only in proposal form. It's only being discussed. There's nothing that's been finalized. We still do not know for sure who is going to be included, when this stimulus check is going to happen, and how much it's going to be. So those are really the three things that kind of everyone is wondering: who it's going to include, how much is it going to be, and when is it going to happen. As far as when is it going to happen, we probably do have the most information about that as far as the timeline. The Senate's still in recess, and they're still going to be gone until next Monday, a week from today. And once they're back in session, it does sound like one of the first things they're going to be talking about is the next stimulus package and the stimulus check for individuals. So the earliest we could see a proposal that's approved in the Senate is probably a week from Friday, which is July 24th. If we get a package that's approved by the Senate by July 24th, then most likely it'll be sent over to the House and hopefully approved within a week, and we could possibly see something by the end of July. It still will take a few weeks after that is approved and signed by President Trump to then actually start receiving stimulus checks in the mail or receiving stimulus checks direct deposit. Most likely, if they're sending them out direct deposit, hopefully they'll have your information from the first stimulus check if you received one, and if you haven't received one yet, hopefully they'll get your information before that next stimulus check is approved. Once again, the second stimulus check is still only in proposal form. It hasn't been finalized. Nothing is confirmed. There is a chance there won't be a second stimulus check, unfortunately, but I think that chance is getting slimmer and slimmer as we go. President Trump is really on board with sending another stimulus check. Seems like Mitch McConnell is on board with another stimulus check, and the House of Representatives is on board with another stimulus check. If those three groups or people are on board, then there should be a second stimulus check to individuals. Thank you once again so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like my video and subscribe so that you can be up to date on all the latest stimulus updates that I do. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them in the comments or in a future video. Thank you once again. Hope you have a great day and we will talk to you again soon.